Alright, we're doing another video. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. So, what if there was a mobilization in the United States? So I'm talking a little bit about the Russian mobilization. I'm sorry I'm showing you the dirty house. Um, but we've seen the shit show that is the Russian mobilization. I'm willing to admit that it is a shit show. But, how would it be in the United States? How would it realistically be? Because it would be a big shit show. And, you would see masses of, Hispanos would flee to Mexico. They would flee south. Because I imagine that there would be a ton of that going on. You would see kind of like the reverse of that. Kind of like the movie, um, I can't remember the name, but yeah, the ironic bit where Americans are crossing the Mexico border and coming to Mexico. Um, it would just be huge. Imagine, if there is a war that broke out and China decided to invade the United States, it would never happen. It would never happen, at least in realistic terms. But if it ever did happen, and if they landed on the coast of California, let's say, and they took over like parts of, they took over the actual port of Los Angeles, not Los Angeles County, but just the port of Los Angeles by itself. Can you imagine the shit show that would occur? It would be insane. It would be insane to see the reactions. You would see, of course, the libs become the most American nationalists. They would become more American nationalists than any other Americans, in my opinion. Libs would suddenly be like, "Yes, you need to sacrifice yourself to fight the Chinese," and they would make like ching chong memes and everything else. It's like, oh my goodness, can you imagine that level? It would be astounding to see. But I will say this: from what I've seen of the mobilization in Russia, it hasn't been good. It hasn't. And I think what's being created now is something that's going to affect us if things last much longer. But the hatred between Russia and Ukraine is going to cause so many problems. It will cause so many issues. And it's going to become like I've seen the comparison between like Serbs and Croats and whatnot. But I think that's what will occur. Ukrainians and Russians are going to have a hatred that will run so deep for so long. And it's right there. Yeah, the cat decided to jump up. That's alright. Go ahead and just enjoy the cat there. He's going to get comfy. But that is, imagine the shit show that would occur with the United States past, the use of woke and whatnot, beyond that stuff, is the shit show of just the training and the the new PT test that the Army does, or the Marine Corps. Imagine, it would just be insane. So I will just say this. I served my time in the U.S. Army. I'm not going to show the cat that much. He's cleaned himself, so. But yeah, I served my time in the United States Army. I spent roughly 2 years in the military. So I don't think they're going to call me up if something like that was going to happen. And plus, I'm 37. By the time I reach 40, they're like, no. They don't want my ass. And I was a 42 Alpha. I was a human resources specialist. I was a paper pusher. They don't want me. They don't want me. But, I don't really know where else to go with this. But yeah, I know I've talked a lot of shit. But I feel like, the propaganda is reaching a very deep and dark level, I think. And it's just going to get worse. We're all waiting for it to get worse, and we're just waiting to see what sides there are. I saw, Fisted by Foucault, aka Nicolo Soldo, of course, make the comments like, "Oh, civil war isn't going to happen. It's not happening. Whatever. You can't name the two sides." It's like, if you really think that it's just going to be two sides, you're a fucking moron. But we're going to see what's going to occur with this country. The United States, I would say, is still fairly robust. And I don't even say that like, oh, I love America, but I think that the United States is fairly robust and has been able to, through bread and circuses of sports and of of TV and whatnot, has kept plenty of people stupefied. And has kept plenty of people in an adolescent state where they don't have to think about the issues. And they see these boring ass debates between Beto O'Rourke or Robert O'Rourke and Greg Abbott. And you see these immensely boring debates. They just hit, it was like 30-second responses or something like that with like ding 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 ding. It was just, it was so annoying. Cat apparently, I'm not trying to film you on purpose, man. You came up here on your own. I just wanted to see it here. Anyway, hopefully y'all can enjoy him. He's a good kid. He doesn't bug me too much. He just wants to be left alone. Anywho, I think that's all I really have to say on that. It's just, we see what's occurring in Russia. China, of course, if that ever did occur, would be a shit show. We see that, it's not the same way that it used to be. You can't really mobilize millions of troops or whatever and make it seem like humanity, and dare I use that term, humanity has gone soft, and we aren't really prepared for that sort of thing. Before, it was something that would occur every 20 something years or something like that, so you just leave like, oh, okay, get ready for it and find a way to leave. But nowadays, it's not really understood because of the way capitalism is and whatnot. That's why lefties, to a point, support the capitalist system as it is, because it maintains this, peace through trade, right? But anyway, I think that's all I really have to say on that issue. It's not pleasant, and it's not something I really want to. I don't really want to cope, and I don't really want to be a propagandist in that way. So, feel as you want to about it. I've tried to walk on eggshells on these subjects. And if you feel like maybe I'm being a pussy about it, go ahead and say that. But, I believe what I believe. So anyway, see you later. Goodbye.